Hey, this is Paul with Freedom Bulkheads, and like you, I own laundromats, and I've just thought through how can I make my stores better. And one of the areas that we sought to improve our stores was how we designed these bulkheads and how we made them so that your guests don't have to see the bulkheads. They can just see across the store and they have better sight lines, and how we can make the bulkheads smaller, narrower, so I have more room for the guests and less room that I'm paying a lot per square foot for. That's for me. I can still access my washers without having to build a giant cabinet. And that's where we ended up with this design. So I'm sitting on ours. This is the walking platform. Now this one's going to a great guy. He's already got one from us. He's going to end up with 4 in his store. And he has an in-ground trough. So I made the walking platform about a foot off the ground. Normally they'd be 17 inches off, so you can have a 12-inch trough plus the board, a little bit of room. And in this case, he has some 20-pound washers on this side, so he wanted a little cover, 60-pounders on the other side. And then his water actually is kind of high, which raise the bulkhead a little bit. So I just thought I'd show you this one. Can you do stuff that's custom, Paul? Absolutely. In this case, he's going to have a gap in the middle of the island. So instead of the door being on one end or the other, the door's in the center. Oh, you can do that? Yeah, we can do all kinds of things. Right now we're using this this thin plastic with aluminum cover on top of our units, and that's the covers that we use. They're very light. Again, I'm picking them up with one hand, setting them down, accessing this door. Now normally you would just put this little cover on the washer. Real simple. You can see it right here. It's a pretty shiny aluminum on the back side. It is aluminum, and then we score it and bend it. In this case, we're actually working on a few other designs, and this is a Dexter lint drawer key. You just open right up and you walk right up on top of your unit. Now you're in between your washers. How about that? In between the washers, and you can walk up and get into your unit. So I just pick these up. Again, I would normally just set them on the washers. I'll set them on the floor gently, and ta-da! Now we can get to his electrical panel. So we've got a splash guard where we used a piece of the cover material and protected the electrical panel. Also, I wire them so that the metal-clad cabling has a drip leg, so it goes down and then up into the box. So if there were water that traveled down one of these, the water would drip off and not go into your box. That's the case with all of them. He wanted an outlet right here, so that's what we did. Put a pretty outlet with the GFI on the outside of the unit. So you can see we use this PEX pipe. In this case, it's 1.5-inch PEX with a 90-degree throw opening and closed valve. We've got it all grounded just like you want to, and we run the metal-clad cabling along the unit. And then can you just pick up your covers, and I guess you set them right there on the washer. In this case, I'm just going to set it on the ground. Now this gentleman's store has his water supply coming up right here. So hot and cold come up right in the center of the unit, so they're going to pipe up and tee into this PEX. Actually, he wanted us to go get a threaded adapter, so his plumber didn't have to do PEX, so we're going to go round up a threaded adapter and put that right here. And again, door on the side in this case. Just walk right up, pick these up. Again, I'm one-handing them because I've got one hand on the phone. And then this is the second end. And you can see we made a loop with the PEX, and he wanted extra. You see, I forgot to blow these off yet. Again, this is getting ready for shipping. We just finished a minute ago. One boxes on each end, and then you can see what the aluminum material looks like. And it's we paint it on the top, so it's got a shiny paint. This still has the plastic covering on it, so that'll come off and it'll look like this. And that, my friends, is a Freedom Bulkhead. So in this case, it's a custom edition. Again, he's got, I think, 5 20s on this side and 4 60s on this side. So the 60s have double hots on each, hots and colds. I love it. I love it. This is going to be a great unit. And again, this is his second. He's going to have 4. So I'll just sit down with you right here in the little alcove of my door, and I'll tell you that we would love to, as a store owner, to help you have a better store and to think through how we can make your life easier. Because I'm sitting, I could just be sitting. I'm sitting in between the washers right here inside my laundromat. It could be your laundromat. Sit in between the washers, work on them, install them, do all the things. modify. And again, my goal is for these covers to be lower than the smallest washer. In this case, his 20s are a little bit higher, and they're out about 9 inches or so. So that's why I put the covers deeper. I'm gonna send him with a few extra pieces of cover material, so if he changes his mind or wants a little more cover somewhere, screw it on. Stuff's affordable, it's easy, very, very doable. And it has a door, we'll get the little lock, and ta-da. Freedom Bulkheads, because freedom is better. We would love to build you a set of Freedom Bulkheads. By laundromat owners, for laundromat owners. Make your washers the star of the show. Freedom is better. We've got options. You can always do options. This case we use Square D Homeline. That's what I use in all my stores. It's the most affordable. It's great. It's Square D. They've been using it for 40 years. We can upgrade to Square D QO. We can upgrade to a 3-phase. We use Siemens for the 3-phase. If you need 3-phase panels. There's a lot of new electrical code things, and so the how you do all your electric amperage calculations is a big deal. So a lot of times you're required, if you have 3-phase coming in, you want to use the 3-phase, but you can use a two-pole breakers and run your washers 2-pole, but use all 3 legs that come in so you get all that amperage, and then you distribute out 2-pole. Why? Because the 3-pole breakers cost $40 more a piece, and the wire costs more. So we run the wire along the top. And you see there's a drop for each of these washers already made up here. Ta-da! And again, here's his there's his GFI outlets. I'm so excited about these Bulkheads. If you haven't figured that out yet, I love making these, and I love helping store owners have a better store. And these covers now, they're lower than the washers. They're not the star of the show. They're not quite as important. They're not they're not in the customer's face. They're not blocking anyone's sight lines. So that's what I want. Freedom is better. Access your life to an easier laundry life.